for it to actually kick into life.
Takes about 20 minutes.
Does do sometimes.
I've just got the notification, mate. I've got the bell on for you, so you get a little notification when you're live.
Yeah,
so.
I got it myself. Evening, people. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Darksmoka. We're back at a red wet bull tonight. Tonight it's the next gen Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. It's joint lobbies again, so I'm joined by CJW Racing. Evening, CJ.
Good evening, buddy. How are you doing?
All right, mate. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. Joint lobbies again. Wet track. Ooh. First turn. Ooh. That's about all I've got to say at the minute. So we start tonight. There's two races. We start with a 15-minute quali, and then we jump into two races. First is of 15 minutes, and then second of half an hour. So I don't know whether they've started quali yet. No, still on practice mode at the minute. Who've we got in the room? Myself, CJ, so NGR Cutler, and one of the pro guys. Hunty the Punty, Pro Am, Bogus Begbie, Pro Am, Scar Wars. Is he Pro or Pro Am, Scar Wars?
Scar Wars is in the pro lobby.
He is Pro lobby, yeah. Myla Tyler's Pro Am. NGR Biggsy's Pro, VLX Sparks is Pro, Jamie J is Pro Am, Gapow is Pro Am, and Boonsy Bob is Pro Am. So we are missing a few drivers tonight. We have been for a couple of weeks now, so that's why we've had combined lobbies. So we have started quali then. Let's turn some stuff on for you lot.
Hunty the Punty in the chat. Hopefully I'll live up to his name tonight.
Let's hope so. Let's see how he drives this week. He's been getting a few compliments off you, hasn't he, CJ? That's
yeah, it's unlike me to be nice to him, but I'm going to be nice to him again. He was pumping in some decent times in practice because I've run a few laps myself just to get a feel for what the challenges these guys would have tonight. Sparks predictably was quicker. Cutler had some good pace as well, but Hunty was right up there. So I expect to see him in the pro fights again like he was last week.
So some of these Pro-Am boys have been holding their own against the pros. Myla Tyler, for instance, Bogus Begbie the week before last. It's Myla Tyler last week. Sticking it to the big boys last week, the week before.
Yeah, and the rain's going to throw the cat amongst the pigeons with this one, I think, a little bit.
You could be right.
It's an equaliser of drivers, put it that way. You're going to see a lot of penalties, so getting a good lap in qualifying necessarily isn't all about all-out pace. It's just about getting a clean lapping around here.
Yeah, I did the Mazda lobbies for the P1 boys last night on this very track. There was penalties all over the place. There was people spinning off all over the place. There was a couple of upsets. People not quite getting the positions they should be, if you like. You know, where I'd expect them to be anyway. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what tonight brings. So
I think these will be a little bit easier to handle than the Mazdas in the sense they're front engine, front wheel drive, so the grip on the braking and turning won't be too bad. Certainly not as bad as a very lively Mazda touring car anyway, but it's more for the fact that it's easy to run these cars wide.
It is. And the P1 boys have the power turned all the way up and the weight turned all the way down on those.
Right, yeah,
so let's have
quick.
Let's have a look at some lap times then. So Scar Wars then putting in a 1:11.1. He's just been taken out by Myla Tyler, 1:09.9 for Myla Tyler. Hunty the Punty then, and we've just been talking about, putting a 1:09.8. Currently holding P1. These times will shift about an awful lot. As I say, only 15 minutes of quali. We are 3 minutes into that already.
So I expect a qualifying time in the low 1:09s. For a pole, that's what you're aiming for in a clean lap. You can go quicker, but you're pushing the boundaries a little bit if you go any faster.
So it's heavy rain for the first race, and lighter conditions for the second race, is it, Chris?
Yeah, that's right. So it'll open it up to the intermediate tyre runners as well.
That'll make it interesting.
You run intermediates in here, you're going to get very, very friendly with the tyre barriers.
In these lobby settings, yes.
In this wet weather, yeah.
Yeah. So some new lap times coming in. VLX Sparks putting in a 109.3, so a low 109, just like CJ said. Bogus Begley a 109.6, second place. That's just pushed Hunty down into third. 109.8 still for him. NGR Bigsy in fourth, 109.9. And Myler Tyler in fifth with a 109.9 as well. NGR Cutler 6th, 109.9 also. Star Wars only managing a 111.1 at the minute. Boonesy on a 111.4.
Great lap on Bigsy.
He's got a stormer in. Just flicked through to Kapow, his last man. 112.5. So let's see what Bigsy's done. Bigsy's put in a 109.2. Nice.
That is, that's not well. It's going to be up there. It's a great lap from Bigsy.
There's still time for that to be beaten, so we could be seeing the high 108s if these guys really put a decent lap in. Not that I'm saying they're not putting a decent lap in now. It's quite a short track, this one. Not a lot to it really. The first turn and the chicane really where, well, the last turn where you're going to see the problems, which is pretty much the whole track.
So it doesn't look that technical, but it's easy to lose time, especially in sector 2 where the weight transfer is going to be important in these cars, because you go long sweeping right, long sweeping left, and immediately right again. So acing that bit's where your lap time is going to be, and then at the very end of sector 2 where you've got those two pretty much 90-degree off camber right-handers. Again, very easy to run wide and pick up a little bit of a penalty, and Biggsy's just done exactly that.
Yeah, you can also cut that last turn a little bit too much as well. Go too far over the curves and pick up another penalty there. So let's pick a driver and let's go on board with our man Hunty the Punty. Let's hope he keeps it on track. Chris, you want to go for a rundown?
Yeah, let's do it. So, turn number 1, uphill braking zone, so you can afford to brake a little bit later. Your braking point's roughly a light board you'll see on your left-hand side, is in the dry anyway. So you're braking down, shift through the gears. You want to aim for the yellow curb on the inside. Hunty does a decent job there, doesn't run it too wide. Your yellow sausage curb on the left's about your limit. Any further than that and you'll get sucked off, and not in a good way. Braking just before the barrier. I said the barrier, the little bridge. And then just balance your throttle and your braking through this sector. You want a good exit out of here because it sets you up for the remainder of the sector. So Hunter's doing a good job of just hugging the curbs flat out now. Full power. You could have took way more curb there than you did, but with the rain you probably want to avoid the curbs in fairness. Look for the marshal's post on the left hand side. That's roughly your braking point. Just for this next corner coming up, you can afford to trap 2 wheels on the curb. Downhill, be carefully braking. You don't want to outbrake yourself on here. 2 wheels on the curb on the inside, and then run the car as wide as you can for a good lap. This is shaping up to be a decent lap for Hunty. Don't know if it's going to be an improved one for him. Just a 109.8 for him on that one.
It was clean. He kept it on track. As I say, this first turn I think is going to be a little bit chaotic. A couple of, off the grid. How many drivers we've got now? So we've got eight drivers, is it? 9, 10 in the lobby, okay.
All 10, yeah.
So let's just run through the order quickly. At the minute, it's NGR Bigsy currently holding pole, 109.2. VLX Sparks on that, 109.3. All the guys out on the wet tyres. Hunty the Punty in third on 109.3 as well. Scar Wars on a 109.6. Focus Begbie into 5th, 109.6. Myler Tyler, 109.9 for him. NGR Cutler, what's he on, a 109.9. Boomsy Bob, 110.4. Jamie J's on a 111.1. Pow is on a 112.1.
So I've just been watching the sector times. Cutler had the potential there to see Bigsy improve again. Cutler had to abandon his last lap. I think he had a bit of a mess up in the second sector, but he did go purple in sector 1, so he could always improve again.
So we have only got about 6 minutes left of quali. See if anyone can better that time off NGR Bigsies or VLX Sparks. Just done it there, so he's gone a 108.9 then. CJ.
Oh, we're into the 108s. That's an absolutely stonking lap.
Evening, Ryan. How you doing, mate? Just giving us a bit of a hello there, CJ, if you've not got the stream running. Oh,
I'm just putting it on actually.
So Scar Wars then having a bit of a glitch moment. He's up into 2nd place though with a 108.9 as well. So they are starting to hit those 108s. NGR Bigsy then pushed down into 3rd. He's got 5 minutes remaining to try and better that.
Scar Wars has just gone purple, sector 1. Sector 1, so he's fastest out of everyone in that first sector.
See what he's got. He's got Cutler just giving him a little bit of pressure. That's going to upset him a little bit if he was on a fast lap.
Yeah. He's going to pick up a penalty for going to the moon as well, and you see the lag kicking in for him now.
Yeah. So that might have been the reason that NGR Cutler got into trouble with him. There's been a couple of lobbies recently where I've not seen drivers at all on track, but they won races and I didn't even know they were there. There was a race last night. Potter McPot couldn't see Zuzims for the whole race. He thought he was winning it. He was in 2nd.
That will Marino the Filipino as well, isn't it?
Yeah, where physically I couldn't see him on track at all. Everyone else could see him, but I couldn't see him. Nobody could see Raul last night either, even though he was racing. It was bizarre. There is a bit of lag going on, saying that NGR Cutler. That's exactly what I was talking about. Bob just pulling himself back on track there. See the punty push down into 6.
He is very laggy.
Who's that? Scar Wars?
Yeah, all over the shop. And he's sitting on the grid at the minute, so that could prove vital in the race.
Vital or fatal?
Well, for us could be very entertaining, but yet more group chat chaos may ensue if that doesn't resolve itself.
Well,
you know me and lag, mate, I'm not his best friend.
No.
Ruin the race or two of mine.
That's right. So Ryan Ellis giving Boozy some props then. He wants Boozy to win the race. Where is he? Currently 8th place at the minute. So 1:10.1 for Boozy.
So respectable lap.
In these conditions.
Don't forget that you can there's plenty of opportunity for him in the race to make some places up, and we know he's got that pace in the race as well. So
correct. Sparks then holding that P1 with that 108.9. That's a great lap, that is. Scar Wars getting a bit of toe off the pow down the straight. Oh yeah, there's some massive glitching from Scar Wars there. Bogus Begley also using Myler Tyler for a bit of a slipstream. Quick flash of the lights just to let him know he's there. I'm on a hot one, get out of my way. Tyler Tyler also might be on a hot one. So he has just pulled over, let Bogus Big through. So we've only got a minute left. Looks like Tyler Tyler, he's got enough time to go around and get another lap in. NGR Cutler running it wide through the last couple of turns then. Oh, just getting inveigled with Kapow coming back on track. So Felix Sparks then, he's holding that P1. Star Wars not looking like a threat. This is going to be the end of quali. 30 seconds left. Star Wars just pulling over then. So it looks like Felix Sparks is holding that P1 for the race.
It's gone quicker as well. His personal best in sector 1.
Sparks, okay.
Sparks is at the minute.
So he's just got a couple of turns to do. It makes no odds, he is still holding that P1 position. There's no other drivers behind him, they're going to get across the line before the time runs out.
Gets a really good run out of that last corner.
Let's see what he's got then. So he's gone quicker at 108.4. Blimey, where's he found that?
I have no idea. That's a stunning lap.
That's a full tank of fuel, wet tyres, wet conditions, and he's stuck in a 108.4. Amazing. So it looks like VLX Sparks holding P1, Scar Wars P2, NGR Bigsy P3, Bogus Begbie P4, Myler Tyler P5, Hunty, Dan in 6th place, NGR Cutler not managing any better than 7th. We'll see what happens to him in the race. Booty Bob in 8th place, Ryan Ellis giving him a few shouts. Jamie J, so 9th place for him. And then Pow in 10th. So we've got 20 minutes remaining before the race actually starts. 20 minutes, 20 seconds.
So my qualifying prediction of a low 109 was quite a way off. Thanks to Sparks for proving me wrong. Nearly 6 tenths faster than anyone else.
Punty just popping up saying the wet races don't suit him, and Thomas Begbie evening. So Bogus Begbie on track, just popping in saying hello, evening mate, have a good race, pair of you.
I can't imagine Hunty's too used to dealing with wet things, to be fair, so.
There you go. So I hope everyone keeps it clean into turn 1. So they're away. It's a good start by everyone.
I've got to remember you don't win the race on the first corner, but try telling some of these guys that Biggsy's got a good drive out there. I think he's going to get to turn 1 before Scar Wars is.
So I think Scar Wars has got the inside line, he has. So Biggsy just running it a little bit wide, but he's holding P2 in a minute. Scar Wars will have the inside line for the next turn. You can see him going defensive there, just holding NGR Biggsy off. So he just take that second position back. Bogus Begbie up into 4th, Myler Tyler 5th, Hunty the Punty 6th then. NGR Cutler in 7th, Jamie J 8th, Pow in 9th, Booty Bob unfortunately down in 10th.
Booty had a bit of a shocking start, and I didn't think, to be fair, he fought better of battling that through the first corner, but he is now right over the back of Kapow, so we should hopefully see him climb the order soon.
Get a good start and finish straight, but Kapow's run himself wide, as has Booty. Those followed him out a little bit, so both of those guys will pick up a bit of a penalty. So we'll fire ourselves back to the front. VLX Sparks then has already gained 1.8 seconds lead over Scar Wars in 2nd. That's almost 2 seconds now already. Both the top 2 holding bit of a penalty though. 0.5 of a second each. Bigsy back up into third. Myler Tyler fourth. He's got past Bogus Begbie.
Cutler's channeling his inner Daniel Ricciardo and trying to be the last of the late breakers, but Hunty's just fending him off quite well at the minute.
Hunty's just dropping his penalty off through that section as well. Jamie J putting in purple sectors.
It's lap 2, they all are. It's this weird Gran Turismo glitch that
it is,
everyone goes purple on lap 2, isn't it?
Has got past Gapao then after he ran himself wide, so he's still holding a bit of a penalty as well, Gapao. Felix Sparks then extending that lead to 2.5 seconds.
Nice little battle for 5th evolving here. Begbie, Cutler and Hunty. Begbie and Hunty were just having a bit of a battle there. Yeah, these 3 guys have looked to be shaping up for a nice little battle during the race.
Bit of a fight going on for second as well in front. So Scarwalls, Bigsy and Myler Tyler all pretty close. Felix Sparks just dropping his penalty off as he runs around that corner, as does Scarwalls. Bigsy's literally pushing him around that corner then.
Scarwalls now has lost the slipstream of Sparks up ahead, so he's now theoretically punching a hole in the air for everyone.
That's right.
They're not exactly aerodynamic, these minis, but you do get a little bit of slipstream benefit, and at the minute, that's Bigsy and Myler Tyler getting that.
So we'll just stick with this little fight. We'll keep our eye on the battle behind as well, but it looks like Bogus Begbie's won that one out. He's made a bit of a gap up on Myler Tyler. Sorry, on NGR Cutler and Hunty the Punty. So Bigsy side by side with Scarwalls coming up here. He's just decided to back out of that. He squeezed in the gap in between himself, between Scarwalls and Myler Tyler. A bit of a glitch there from Scarwalls.
Sensible driving that from Bigsy not to throw it up in the... you've really got to be ahead before the braking zone of that corner, or there's going to be contact, and he did a good job just to pull out with that before there was any.
Bogus Begbie slowly getting onto the back of this little fight as well, so 5th place Bogus Begbie at the minute, but he's only just over half a second away from Myler Tyler. Gap just extended a little bit. See the Punty's got past NGR Cutler, then up into 6th for him. No chance of watching Cutler's amazing fuel and tyre conservation in this race. Might see a bit of conservation in the second race. I don't think tyre wear is going to be a massive issue for him today. J then, still holding 8th place. Bootsy Bob 9th, not that far back, only a second. That gap coming down as well pretty quick. Pow, did see him run off track. 10th place for him at the minute. He's almost 9 seconds back from the Bootsy in 9th place. So Felix Sparks, although it's showing just an empty track, here he comes.
A little bit of contact just between Begbie and Myler Tyler. So Begbie was all over Myler Tyler and was going in for a move into turn 2.
Myler Tyler's lost a place to NGR Cutler.
Yeah, a little bit of contact. He ended up just on the grass on the outside of turn 2 there. But in the good old words of the FIA, it probably was more of a racing incident than anything else.
So, Bogus Begbie then, he's got past Hunty. He's up into 4th. NGR Cutler up into 6th then after he got past Myler Tyler. I didn't see what actually happened to Myler. He's run himself wide through there though. Don't make a big penalty for that. So now Jamie J to close him in. Bootsy Bob's lost a bit more time and he's lost a second to Jamie in 9th place. Back up to this fight between Scarwalls and Bigsy. Felix Sparks has lost loads of time.
Well, I was just going to say an interesting fact is Star Wars is the fastest man on circuit at this minute in time. In the last couple of laps, he's took a second and a half out of Sparks. So whether Sparks is struggling or Star Wars has just found some pace from somewhere, he's reeling him in.
If Star Wars has found the pace, then Bigsy's found the pace because he's still only a second back.
They're all running comfortably in the 108s. Yeah. So Sparks' lap there at 1:10.5. Star Wars puts in a second quicker than Sparks that lap.
So Bigsy just losing his penalty in the slipstream of Star Wars there coming into turn 1. Bogus Begbie in 4th place. Got Hunty closing him down. Got past him earlier. Keep an eye on Hunty, see whether he can take that place back off Bogus. NGR cut a bit of a gap either way for him. 3 seconds in front, nearly 3.5 behind. So yeah, you were right, CJ. Plenty of penalties. Looks like these guys are collecting them for fun.
Yeah, I mean the good thing I guess about this league is it's not like they have to sit on the start finish straight and lose them all. They are a little bit unfair, some of the penalties. A little half a second on doing this. They can burn them off naturally through the race, but yeah, they're going to pick loads of them. Of course, we're into the last 7 minutes. Anyone who's got a penalty now needs to start thinking about getting rid of it, because you don't want to be crossing the line with Marla Tyler, for example, carrying nearly 2 seconds. He's going to have to burn that soon, because if he loses 2 seconds, that's definitely a place lost to Jamie J.
Just about to say the same about Star Wars and Bigsy fight. So Star Wars is holding 0.7 of a second. I think he's just lost a bit of that, 0.6 of a second. Bigsy's he's just lost a bit of time, so it's about a second gap between those two, but it was about 0.7 of a second also. So just
it does round up though.
Thing.
So
yes,
even
it does.
You know, even if you've only got a 1/10 of a second penalty, it's going to round up to a second. So yeah, you need to get them down, to be fair.
So Hunty the Punty then has closed the gap between himself and Bogus. Both these guys trying to drop the penalty through that last couple of turns. So just half a second between these two at the minute. This is a little bit too far back to make a move here. So he just needs to stay on him and keep that gap consistent, close him down a little bit throughout this lap. Maybe make a move down the back straight or down the start finish straight again if he gets a good exit out the last turn.
Yeah, he's just dropped back the exit of turn 1. Once he just got it on the revs a little bit and lost a lot of momentum coming out of there. So Bogus Begbie though at the same time runs wide, so he's pulling that time back.
Both of those drop their penalty now. Still about a second between these two, so let's just stick with Hunty and see what you can do out these last couple of turns versus Bogus Begbie. Yeah, still about a second. So again, too far back for this lap. Sparks not managing to extend that gap too far then. 2.2 second lead over Star Wars in second. He's managed to drop NGR Bigsy by 3.8 seconds. There's 4 minutes left of this race. So Bogus Begby's not far off Bigsy either. So Bigsy's just got to be a little bit careful that he doesn't get caught by Bogus and Hunty. Big old gap back to Myler Tyler in 6th place, 6.5 seconds. He's also holding almost a second penalty as well. Cutler unfortunately back down to 7th. He's holding 1.4 second penalty. He's got to to be careful as well. He might lose that position to Jamie J. So Bootsy Bob 9th. And Powell just bringing it back of the pack in 10th. Again, just holding a little bit of a penalty. CJ was right. I don't think. I think all of these drivers have had penalties in this race.
Interesting to see if anyone's managed to make it through the race without getting one.
I can't see that happening.
Yeah. If you can. Jamie J's managed to get past Cutler. I can see that. I'm just going to see if I can catch it.
So Jamie J up to 7th then.
Is Cutler getting rid of his penalty?
Ah, okay,
That's
yeah,
all
it was 1.4 seconds of penalty as well, so that's going to be a big old gap back to from Jamie J now, 2.7 seconds. A lot of work to do if he wants that position back. Jamie J's just got it wrong coming out of that second turn there. It's allowed NGR Cutler to catch right back up. 0.6 of a second. Cutler's going for a move down the back straight. He's going to take that, so I'm not sure what happened to Jamie J there, whether he just ran himself a bit wide in that second turn.
I'm going back to have a look.
But he's allowed NGR Cutler to take the place back, although he's still battling for it, is Jamie J. Holding the inside line through there, a little bit of contact between these two drivers. Nothing too dramatic though. So completely different lines through there. Jay's looking like he might make a move down the inside on NGR Cutler into T1. No, he's decided against it, so he's tucked himself back in behind Cutler. Put himself a little bit wide. Jamie J's right on him still.
Surprised Cutler didn't get a penalty for that.
Running that wide in turn 1.
Yeah, game loves giving a penalty for that, but I think he's escaped quite luckily on this occasion.
Yeah, I was half expected Jamie J to get a penalty cutting the corner on turn 2, but got away with that as well. So still not a lot in between NGR Cutler and Jamie J, although he has extended up to 0.8 of a second. Jamie J's run himself massively wide through there. Let's just chuck ourselves back up to the front. 5.9 second gap between VLX Sparks and Star Wars. So comfortably in front then for VLX Sparks.
Star Wars last 2 laps have been a bit poor, to be fair, into the 110s, which has allowed Bigsy to catch up, who's running in 108s and 109s. So.
He is just dropping his penalty as well, which has allowed Bigsy to catch up a little bit more. So may get one more lap in, looking at the clock.
Yeah, I think we'll get one more. Let's have a look where Sparks. Yeah, he'll get across the line in time.
Down the last corner.
Star Wars and Bigsy should as well. Oh, will they? No, they won't. So Star Wars is going to be the first man across the line officially.
No, VLX Sparks.
He's just slowed down, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah. So VLX Sparks wins the first race of the evening. A comfortable lead as well. He did just drop off the power there, so he didn't have to do a second lap. Last lap, sorry. Star Wars then taking second place. He did well to fend off Bogus NGR Bigsy majority of that race. Bogus Begbie doing a pretty good job. Up into 4th. Hunty the Punty 5th place. Kind of big gaps in between him a little bit. Myler Tyler also with pretty big gaps. 6th place for him. NGR Cutler in 7th. He was holding massive penalty. Just dropped those off. Allowed Jamie J to get through, but then Jamie J just got it a little bit wrong into turn 2. Allowed NGR Cutler to take that place back. Bootsy Bob 9th then, and Kapow bringing up 10th place. So that's race 1 for you people. We'll have a few minutes break and then we jump into race 2. So it'll be the same track, slightly different lobby settings, so there will be tyre wear and fuel depletion on. It's, fuel is at times 10 and tyres is times 8. So we'll see what that does for the degradation. We've also got slightly varied conditions, so it will be slightly dry. They have got the choice of wets and intermediates in the second race. It's a reverse grid as well. So the finishing order for this one will be flick round. So slowest first.
So let's have a look at how that grid's going to line up. So we're going to have Power and Boonsy Bob on the front row of the grid. So Boone is a driver with pace, so potentially he can do something here. Jamie J and Cutler on the second row. So again, Cutler we know loves to use strategy to his advantage. And then the formidable duo of Milo Tyler and Mr. Punty on the third row. Bogus Begbie and Bigsy fourth row, and then Scar Wars and Sparks right at the back. So it'll be interesting to see how those boys fight their way through and who chooses to take what tyre. I think the intermediates are quicker in those conditions, but again, proof's going to be in the pudding. In fact, I might go out and have a little cheeky few laps and just test it for myself, you know.
Why not?
I'm going to do that.
Okay, we'll come on board with you.
No, don't. Because I'll be shocking.
Well, too late. I'm in control.
Flip some inters on. Let's do inters. So hopefully they'll actually enter me into the race.
So I hope not. Not give us a time that they're going to start yet. So here we are then on board with CJ. Let's give us a little talk through how it's feeling.
Loads grip here. Just testing the grip out on the curbs, absolutely fine. Yeah, turning's biting a lot more. Understeer there, that's manageable though.
You can physically see there's less water on the track though, and it is obviously brighter conditions as well.
The real one that was catching drivers out with these two last corners that I'm coming up to now, so I'm looking for the 50-metre board, braking roughly just before it. Yeah, and in wets I was just understeering wide out there. But I've got the confidence to chuck this car in a little bit. So a very rough first lap, but yeah, tons more grip. So I reckon we'll see lap times tumble. I'll try and go for a half decent lap and see what I can get out of it.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of drivers on the intermediates for this one.
Yeah, penalty.
Oh, CJ. Supposed to be a role model and like showing people the good way to drive.
If you're using my name and role model in the same sentence, I think we need to recalibrate a few things.
Oh, all right. Maybe I'll go and have a word with myself.
Appreciate the compliment, mate.
No problem, mate. So VLX Sparks just popping up on the chat saying Cutler is a strategy smart arse. Ryan Ellis popped up saying commentator on track, it's chaos at the Red Bull Ring tonight.
This is like Crofty going out and doing a lap in I'm fastest on track at the minute, mate. What are you on about?
Hunty's just popped up saying typical of CJ to be cheating. Sean Daniels, evening mate, how you doing? You've just missed race one, but I'm sure you can catch it later. Oh, you've just been doing the dailies, alright. How'd you get on? I don't think we're going to see many people out on the wets. This seems to be about the wettest section just here.
Still loads of grip though, so I've not really at any point felt the car wash out from the front, which is what happens in wet settings quite a lot. I'm able to use the curbs and brake at the same time without adverse effects. It's just like a dry race with worn tyres, but that's basically how this feels. Sparks putting in a 106.3, so yeah, a couple of seconds a lap quicker, quite easy. 107.2.
You were fastest man on track, CJ.
I was until Sparks came on track.
Oh, Sparks. Fancy turning up and ruining CJ's fun. And you, Bigsy. Oh, 2 wins at Bathurst for Sean Daniels. Nice. Well done, mate. Do like Bathurst when you get it right, anyway. Mountain section when you get it wrong, so, well, yeah, it's not nice.
We'll remember that from the Porsches at the GTTCC a few seasons ago, aren't we?
No, we don't remember that.
I've got fond memories of that one.
I might delete that video. Just for that, I'm going to go and look at another driver now, CJ.
So I'm coming back to the commentary booth in just a second, anyway.
I'm surprised your lead for your headset stretches that far.
Wireless, mate, Bluetooth.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, VLX Sparks then, he's put in a 105.8. These lap times won't matter, these are just practice laps for the guys. So we've got a few minutes till the race starts.
I best enter myself. There we go.
Yeah, the second race is off half an hour. Reverse grid of the first race. Interested to see. So NGR Cutler just saying, is everyone ready? So we've got a few seconds left then. Say was going to be at the front of the grid. It was going to be Kapow and Boonsey, wasn't it?
Kapow and Boonsey, yeah.
Okay. Might have a bit of
So
an
they're going to have full start check enabled as well for this time, so anyone jumping the start will effectively become a sitting duck on the grid.
Yes, they do pick up a time penalty. It's not really a time penalty as such, it's a throttle penalty. Just stops you from actually accelerating any further on the grid, gives you a couple of seconds before you can actually do anything, which can really screw up your race and possibly the driver behind you as well if he's not ready to dive out of the way. So the lights are on, revs are up, and they're away. It's a good start by everyone, a bit of a slow start by Boonsey. I think that's NGR Cutler diving through into third place already. So he is up into third. Kapow still holding P1 at the minute. Jamie J P2, but Cutler's just snuck down the inside of him, taking P2 off him. Myler Tyler's had a good run out of P1 as well. He's looking to take a place off Jamie J. He's right on the rear bumper of NGR Cutler coming into turn 2 as well. Jamie J's gone for a dive down the inside though, snuck back and took that place off Myler Tyler. Right back on the rear bumper of NGR Cutler through this section as well.
Oh, nice and calm through turn 1.
Yeah.
No one killed anyone.
So far on lap 1. 10 drivers still in the line. Kapow holding first place. 0.7 of a second lead. Myler Tyler just looking for a move on Jamie J. Jamie J going defensive there, fending off Myler Tyler again. Scar Wars closing him down.
Jamie J's actually looking racy against Cutler here. It looks like he's going to get a move done before turn 1.
He's taken the place. They are side by side. He's got the inside line as well into turn 1.
He's just giving a bit of a squeeze. Just plenty of room left. A lot of drivers running it wide through there. So Jamie J it is saying he's in third place, but he's got the inside line for turn 2 as well. He's just backed out of that. Oh no, there's contact between those two. So Cutler was always going to shut that door, to be honest. Jamie's come out of it. Through into second though. And now NGR Cutler's coming under pressure from Scar Wars, running around the outside of him there. And then just getting back in the way of Myler Tyler while he was coming back on track. No contact between those two though.
It's now Myler Tyler and Scarwall side by side as they come down towards these last couple of turns. Tyler's got the inside line. Powell still holding P1 then. NGR Cutler still looking to take that place back off Jamie J. He's got a good run out of turn, the last turn. Oh, Jamie J's getting swamped by drivers now. 4th, 5th, he's been pushed down to. He's got to be careful he doesn't lose a few more places in this melee coming up to turn 1. NGR Cutler and Powell side by side into turn 1. NGR Cutler up into 1st place then.
Myler Tyler just threw one up the inside there. Interestingly as well, Myler Tyler's running the wet tyre.
Yeah, I've not got my gubbins on. Yep, so
the only one.
Correct. And where did he start? He started 5th, 6th?
Yeah, 3rd row of the grid with Hunty, wasn't he? So it was, mid-pack. So he's had a great start.
Has. Bogus Begbie's also managed to claw his way through that pack up into 2nd place. He's got past Pow now back into 3rd. And there's about 5 drivers all trying to turn into that last couple of turns there. Hunty the Punty being pushed a little bit wide. Jamie J's run himself wide. He's just got in the way of Hunty the Punty coming out of the last turn. That's allowed Scar Wars.
Scar Wars have driven through them all basically, hasn't it?
He has. NGR Cutler's down in 6th place under pressure from NGR Bigsy on the inside. It's all kicking off in this race, CJ.
It is, and Hunter the Punty just hangs it round the outside of Cutler as well, because Cutler was trying to defend and give Bigsy a bit of a squeeze. Hunty saw a gap and went for it. Fully entitled to do that. He's still on the outside of Cutler going into turn 2. Sparks hasn't really managed to get through the field. He's really struggling with the traffic.
So who's that? Myler Tyler's just driven himself off track, so he's down in 10th place now. He was leading this race.
He was. I'm just having a look back at that and seeing what happened. I think he just got
contact.
No, there wasn't. It was he drove himself off track.
That's a shame. There was a good battle between himself and Bogus Begbie. So Bogus Begbie promoted up into 1st place then. He's got 2 seconds back over the fight for 2nd at the minute between Gapow and Scar Wars. Scar Wars is going to win out in that fight, although Gapow's got a pretty good run.
Got to give Gapow and Jamie credit here. They're 3rd and 4th respectively still.
Still holding their own against the Pro Boys. So Gapow has lost that place to Scar Wars. Jamie J has just driven himself wide, and I think a few of the drivers have followed him through. Hunty the Punty's got up to 5th then. NGR Cutler still under pressure from Bigsy. Hunty the Punty up into 4th now then. NGR Cutler up into 6th. Oh, so Bigsy's up into 5th. Who else has come off there?
Sparks is on his way through as well. Got really, really good drive.
It was Jamie J, unfortunately. He's had an incident. He's got damage on his car. He's now at the back of the pack. So unfortunately, although he was holding his own, he's now sitting at the back. There's a lot of work to do for Jamie if he wants to get back into that. So Bogus Begbie then still holding just about a 2-second lead over Star Wars in 2nd. Powell still holding his own, 1.2 seconds back from Scar Wars. Hunty the Punty, VLX Sparks. Sorry, Hunty the Punty got 1.5 seconds back.
We know Hunty can hold his own against Sparks and Cutler and that though, so...
He can. So we've got VLX Sparks. Sparks is up into 5th. Himself a bit wide through there. Oh, and into the wall. Oh, so chaos for VLX Sparks in race 2 then. Down into 9th place. He is holding front end damage. Jamie
That's
J's
exactly what Myler Tyler did a few laps before. Carbon copy of it.
So that's unfortunate. So down in 9th place then for VLX Sparks. Bogus Begbie's had his gap brought down. That's down to just over a second now between Bogus and Scar Wars. So Scar Wars having another good race today.
Is it? It's good to see his lag issues haven't carried on. That's a 106.6.
Sorry, CJ.
Alright.
Bigsy's up into third, then he's got past Kapow. So Kapow just pushed down into fourth. He's got NGR Bigsy closing him in. He's running himself massively wide through turn one. He's already holding 2.4 second penalty. He'll get a lot more for that. No, he hasn't. He's not been given any more.
The game thinks he's got enough.
Maybe. Bigsy has just overtaken him while he was dropping off some of his penalty through that second turn there. NGR Cutler closing in on this little fight as well. Who's that in the background? Is that Myler Tyler and Boomsy? It's Boomsy and VLX Sparks. So that damage now repaired on VLX Sparks' car, and he's right on the rear bumper of Boomsy as they come around these last couple of turns. So he's going to have a good run out of here, both side by side as they come out to that turn, in fact.
Might start seeing some pit stops soon. Sorry.
You're right.
Just looking at fuel and time. I mean, we're not going to be tyre limited on this track, given the fact they're using the intermediate or wet compounds, but we are fuel limited, so I think we're going to start probably seeing the first of the pitters in around lap 9 and 10. And they may try and one stop it. You can one stop this race, but you do have to manage your fuel a little bit if you want to. So it'll be interesting to see what people like Cutler and Sparks do on that front, whether they go for the faster, flat out balls to the wall two stop, or try and manage things a little bit, go for the one stop.
We'll see, we'll keep our eye on that. So what did I just see kicking off? NGR Cutler and Kapow. So Kapow still just about holding his own against Cutler. He's just losing out through that second to last turn there, allowing Cutler to slip through into 5th place. So again, having a good race as Kapow. Even though he's losing places, he's managed to hold his own.
He's using the wet tyre as well. I was wrong earlier when I said it was Myler Tyler the only one. Myler Tyler and Kapow are both on the wet compounder tyre, which will heat up quicker on this drier track.
Well, you can see Myler Tyler. So Myler Tyler's done a good job with his tyres. He's just flicked to Kapow, who's on the wets. He's pretty much blown that front left out. Just got to have a look at VLX Sparks on the intermediates. There's hardly anywhere on those. So Kapow losing out again then to Myler Tyler and VLX Sparks through there. So he's been pushed down into 8th then from VLX Sparks, but like I say, he's kept it on track, he's kept it clean. He's not backing out anymore, which he seemed to be doing the other week. He was driving himself off track to try and get out of some of these guys' ways, but
it's good that he's putting a fight up.
Yeah. So once he's in the pits, so he's coming on the intermediates. I wouldn't have thought he's going to stick any wets on for this one.
No, they don't have to. They can run whatever compound they want, so I'd probably expect him. If I was Hunty, I would probably fuel to about 7. I'd do a similar stint. I'd go for another 10-minute stint. So I'd probably not expect him to. Oh, he has tanked it, so he might want to stop.
He's not stopped the tyres either, has he? He's left those intermediates on.
Yeah, he's not gone for new tyres. I'm just wondering what. How far these guys can take it. So they've managed to take 70 litres. 11 minutes. They'd have to manage. Yeah, they'd probably have to splash and dash again.
Yeah, could be right.
They'd have to seriously fuel save. Cut the levels of economic saving
as well, as has Kapow.
Kapow needs to get them wets off.
So Scarwall's up into P1 then. Tyre's not looking bad, he's got a couple of laps left of fuel. Bigsy's going to have to come in this lap, his tank's pretty much empty. Felix Sparks might get 2 more laps out of that tank, possibly. Mylan Tyler's going to have to pit, I think. NGR Cutler, well, he has done a good job with his tyres and fuel still in this race.
Again, yeah, he's got more fuel than anyone. Sean's just asking in your chat the rule with penalties. Sean, there is no rule, mate. Just burn them off, essentially, as and when you please. You don't have to slow down on a particular straight, or at any point you can just burn them off through the race.
Yeah, so Boonsy's going to be coming in now. We've got Myler Tyler and Bigsy in the pits. So Bogus has done the same thing. He's in full tank of gas and no tyres. So he's now in a fight with Hunty the Punty, who's got the same strategy at the minute.
I can't help but feel that going to 100% is probably the wrong thing to do, on the basis that they've took 70 litres long enough for a 2-stop. Because if you're 2-stopping, you want to be pitting every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's carrying around unnecessary weight in the back of that car, and he doesn't need to do that. You fuel for the stint you need, really. But we'll see how that plays out. I'm just a bloke chatting random nonsense on the internet. What do I know?
So we will have to keep an eye on this fight, though. These two are running, as I say, the same strategy. So neither of these guys have swapped tyres when they came in the pits.
Probably, yeah, you can probably get away with that. Although for the time it takes you to change tyres, it's probably just worth changing them.
Yeah, it's like a second, if that, maybe 2. So NGR Cutler then with his bigger fuel tank. Somehow harder tyres, even though they're intermediates. Promoted up into P1. He will have to pit next lap. He's got a 15-second gap over Bogus Begbie in second, who is being
Hunty's going for a
Hunty.
move.
He is. So sliding into T1 then to take that place off of Bogus. Oh, he's run himself wide. Allowed Bogus to take that place back.
Good racing between those two.
Yeah, he's under pressure from Scar Wars behind him now as well, though, on fresh tyres. He's also got a full tank of gas, but he is on the fresh tyres. Looks like he's going to... he's closing that gap on Hunty. Felix Sparks, he's gone for 3/4 of a tank of fresh tyres, so he should be able to make moves.
This is where my why you should have changed tyres argument comes in. Hunty's now just going to start getting more and more understeer as this stint goes on, especially with a heavy car. Scar Wars and Sparks behind him are not going to have that problem.
No, so Scar Wars has just got past him already then. So up into second place for Scar Wars. Cutler being in the pits, where's he going to come out? So don't pay attention to that screen because it's not always right. It might be on this occasion.
Might be a change in the lead. Scar Wars are going to go at him.
He is, so Cutler has come out in 6th place. He was 5th, he's just been overtaken. So yeah, Scar Wars taking the lead of this race. So that tyre deg starting to show on Bogus Begbie and Hunty the Punty's car then. Felix Sparks looking to take that position off these two in the next lap or 2. Hunty the Punty's right on the rear bumper of Bogus Begbie coming down there. He's made a move down the inside. 2nd place back for Hunty the Punty. Again, I think both of these guys are going to come under some serious pressure from Felix Sparks, who's got a great run out of the last turn.
3-car fight into turn 1.
I think it's going to be only end one way with Felix Sparks taking that 3rd place. He's holding it at the minute. He's going to take 2nd place. No, he's just starting to back out from the move on Hunty. He's going to go for a late braking manoeuvre on him. So I think it's time for a bit of that. Also, he's run himself wide a little bit there, Hunty. He's got the inside line for this turn. Felix Sparks, though, he's just got the drive out of the corners. Hunty going defensive. Felix is going to have to back out of this one. As long as he sticks in the slipstream at the start-finish straight. Oh, he's got a good run down the inside though. As Hunty the Punty just runs a little bit wide, allowing VLX Sparks to take that place, but he's back on him. So we're on board with VLX Sparks looking back. Let's just change that up. So we are now looking at the front bumper of Hunty the Punty, who goes for a move down the inside. Just had to back out of that. The tyres aren't going to allow that, I'm sure. So VLX Sparks up into second place then. He's got a 1.6 second gap to Star Wars in first place. So still plenty of fuel on board for Hunty and Bogus. As CJ mentioned, the fact they're not coming for tyres is going to cause them all sorts of problems now. Got Bigsy closing the gap on them. NGR Cutler as well. So Tyler in 7th place. It's 5 seconds back almost from NGR Cutler. Boonsy Bob in 8th.
Power's collecting penalties at the back.
He does look like he's trying to get the most penalties ever. Still finish ahead of Jamie J at the minute, even with all those penalties. So yeah, I am going to give a quick shout out to Jamie J and Kapow for their first stint in this race. Both of them held their own for about 6-7 laps, I'd say, maybe more than that.
And they're the laps where you've got the pressure coming on, because you know the reverse grid will mean that you've just got a force of cars coming from behind you, and holding your own in that is not easy to do.
Especially if, like you say, you're not a confident driver, you're not, you know, one of the best on the track. And we spoke about Kapow earlier, how he was driving himself off track to try and stay out of the way of some of these guys. And now he's built his confidence up and he's battling his way with them, which is good to see.
Well, that's what we all want. So I'm just looking at tyres and stuff again on some of these guys, and people who haven't changed them have effectively done 170 laps on the same set of tyres with the tyre wear multiplier we've got on. So they're really feeling the pain now, anyone who didn't change tyres on stint 1. But we are coming up to stint 2 now for those that are 2 stopping. So
I'm just watching Bigsy trying to make moves on Bogus Begbie for 4th place, but Bogus has got the inside line into turn 2.
I think a lot of them are trying to pull off the nose
around the outside. That's a manoeuvre through there, but that's obviously down to the fresher tyres. Just able to keep the power on, but Bogus Begbie's got a good run out of the back end of that chicane. So they were almost side by side. So Bigsy has taken that 4th place off of Bogus Begbie. Back to the front, see what the gap is between Star Wars and VLX Sparks. That has come down a little bit. It was 1.6 seconds, it's down to 1.4. It's back up to 1.5. VLX Sparks is putting in fastest laps, so 1:06.0, fastest lap of the race. So a big gap back to NGR Big Z, but he's making. Oh, Hunty's back in the pits. Apologies, I didn't see that. So you were right, 9 minutes left. Hunty's chucked himself back in the pits. I'd have thought Bogus is going to be in the next lap or 2. So NGR Cutler's probably going to the end. As is Mylan Tyler. Mylan Tyler's come back out on the wets as well.
We've got half a tank or more, probably got enough fuel to get to the end without managing it too closely.
Yeah, I think you could be right. So, yeah, Hunty's back out on the intermediates then. 7th place. We'll see whether he can make any positions up towards the end of this race. Boonsy Bob 8th. about got half a tank. We'll keep an eye on that. He might have to do a quick splash and dash.
Might get away with it. I'm looking at people like Bogus Begbie. He might try and stretch this, and you know, you've only got 7 odd minutes to go, so he might try and stretch that. Cutler is on fresher into this coming up behind him though, so.
He's got Myler, Tyler, and Hunty not that far back either. He has closed the gap on Myler, Tyler by loads, so there's just over half a second between these two. Closing that gap. As long as he sticks with Myler around the last couple of turns, he should get a good run up the start, finish straight, maybe make a move into turn 1. So he has brought that gap down. Both drivers getting a good run through there, but Hunty the Punty's gained more time on Myler. Losing a little bit through there though. Run out of the last turn. Let's have a look. Will he make a move?
No, I don't think he will.
No. Could be enough to pressure Myler Tyler into a mistake. How close he is. Knowing that he could make a move at any minute might be enough to put Myler Tyler off.
Certainly thinking about defending this way more than attacking Cutler though at the minute, so...
Although they have gained a bit of time on NGR Cutler. It wasn't 2 and a bit seconds, it's down to less than a second between Cutler and Tyler at the minute. And as I say, dragging Hunty along as well. Maybe Hunty just thinking of using Myler Tyler to close the gap on NGR Cutler. See if they can both go for a move on him later on. Just under 6 minutes left.
Probably at that stage in the race where you want to start is getting your track position though. You don't want to get stuck behind someone too long.
That's right.
But you're right, they are reeling Cutler in. Perhaps Cutler's fuel managing a little bit, but I don't see why he has to. He's got the same amount as the guys behind him. Yeah, they're reeling him in. Reeled him in at a rate of knots last couple of laps.
So just have a quick look at the guys at the front. Scar Wars then, he's only got just under half a second gap from VLX Sparks in second place. Both these guys holding quite big penalties. Scar Wars holding 3 seconds and VLX Sparks holding 2.1. There's a big old gap back to NGR Bigsy in third place. 13.5 second gap back to him. Bogus Begbie then 3.5 seconds back from NGR Bigsy, 4th place for Bogus. So yeah, NGR Cutler, Myler Tyler and Hunty the Punty then all going to get inveigled in a bit of a fight at the end of this race. Cutler picking up another penalty. So Hunty is side by side with Myler Tyler. Get moved on NGR Cutler as well. I think he's going to go for it. He's down the inside. He's just backed out of that one. But NGR Cutler's run himself wide again, so it's almost 3 wide running through there. NGR Cutler's won out though. He's still hold that 5th place. Punty's still in 6th on the inside line for turn 2. Myler Tyler still holding 7th place, just dropping his penalty off, as is NGR Cutler. Punty looking to make a move on Cutler as soon as possible.
The leaders are starting to approach traffic now. This could play a part in the lull for P1.
Could, so it's still half a second gap between those two. Side by side with Jamie J coming through there, and that's just allowed VLX Sparks to close the gap. Scarwall's going to have to go defensive into turn 2. VLX Sparks is looking for a different line through there. So bumper to bumper coming through turn 2, bumper to bumper coming through turn 3. Sparks dropping 2 wheels on that curb. He was looking not to get it on the sand there. right on his rear bumper again, still as they come up the back straight towards these last 2 turns. So as you say, CJ, VLX Sparks thinking about just trying to get past Scar Wars now.
Yeah, he'll be thinking it. They'll both be looking at the penalties they've got and trying to work out in their head what sort of gaps they'd need. Big penalties to burn off at this stage in the race, of course, so Scar Wars really needs to put his toe down if he wants to keep this position.
So while we've been chatting, Myler Tyler and Hunty the Punty have both got past NGR Cutler. Myler Tyler's made the best of it though. He's got 1.6, 1.5 second gap now over Hunty the Punty. NGR Cutler's not out of it yet. He's only 0.3 of a second back from Hunty. Is he going to brave? He is. No. Try there, Cutler. So VLX Sparks then is making a move on Scar Wars. They are almost side by side as they come into the last but one corner. Both of these guys still trying to drop the penalty. This is a good fight to finish this race.
Good defensive driving there by Scar Wars. Just put his car in the right place at the right time without sacrificing himself too much speed. Sort of enabling these boys to keep pushing on but keeping himself in that position. They've got to worry about this penalty now. Sparks has been able to burn it.
He has, but Scar Wars has dropped a bit of his as well though. Again, they're coming on a few back markers, also side by side, a bit of contact between those two. VLX Sparks then winning out, he's up into P1. So I'm not looking at the chat for this. And Scar Wars sneaks back down the inside. They are inside each other. Unfortunately, I think that's just glitched out. VLX Sparks pushed him wide. So Scar Wars winning out then. He's got that second gap back over VLX Sparks in second. NGR Bigsy still holding third. Bogus Begbie fourth, so he's coming under a bit of pressure from Myler Tyler and Hunty. Hunty the Punty's right back on the rear bumper of Myler Tyler now. So I don't think these two will get another lap in. So it's all about this lap for Hunty. And Jar Cutler unfortunately been pushed down to 7th, Boozy Bob in 8th. Powell just getting inveigled with the front runners in 9th, and Jamie J in 10th.
Sparks has gone too deep.
He's back on track now though. He's lost a lot of time. He's 2 seconds back from Scar Wars. So Bogus Begbie has crossed the line. See, the Punty has got past Myler Tyler then. Let's just go and have a quick. So yeah, Bogus Begbie finished in 4th place. See, the Punty managing to get past Myler. 5th place for him. Myler in 6th. NGR Cutler 7th. Boozy Bob 8th. Power and Jamie have got another lap to do. So it's still on between Scar Wars and VLX Sparks, but
I'm waiting for him to run out of fuel. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. So Scar Wars then bringing home 1st place in that race. VLX Sparks, good battle towards the end. Bringing home 2nd, he has just run out of fuel, I think.
Yeah, right at the end.
NGR Bigsy bringing home 3rd place. We've already seen the other guys coming through. 10th place for Jamie J there. And I think, oh no, it's 9th place for Jamie J. Kapow drove himself in the pits, I don't know why. Bob Bristow.
Oh God, what does he want?
Oh, I just said my 2 favourite boys. I do worry about you, Bob. Fraser, how you doing, mate? You know you should have been on screen, like doing your thing, giving it to Scar Wars and, well, maybe not Scar Wars. Let's not talk about him with Fraser.
Oh, quite. Yeah. He should have been in this race. So
he should have been in this race, yeah.
Yeah, disappointing. But not long left of the season. I think he should have finished it out, but there we go.
Hunty's just piped up. He's saying he got Schumacher down by cutting down the main straight. Sean Daniels, yeah, it was good. Some real good racing again tonight from these mini boys. So that was round 11 of the Next Gen Racing Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. So one more round left. I forget where next week is, CJ. Any ideas?
If you bear me, I'll tell you. So next week, we'll pack the cars up and we head off to Brands Hatch GP. So next week is the final race. So it's a 60-minute endurance race next week.
Double points as well, I believe.
Yes, quite correct.
So that might mix it all up a little bit.
So I think even if Fraser comes back now, he could potentially still win the championship.
Go on, Fraser. Go on. I dare you.
You know it makes sense.
I dare you, Fraser.
I can work it out and see if that'll happen. The question I ask you every time we get to this part of the stream, mate, who's your driver of the day?
I'm going to give it to Kapow, you know. For
Okay.
race two, for his holding his own against the big boys for that long, and kind of Jamie J as well. You know, it's like the pair of them. I think for that, that's my choice anyway. It's up to you, whatever you want.
No, I agree, mate. Given the you know, these boys have turned up every race. They have pretty much been the Williams of the Chewitt Racing series, i.e. Occupying the last spots of the grid, but they've turned up and raced every single time, and they've been improving through the season as well. So you know, in that track and that race, sort of evidence that they have got the pace, and they can sort of hang it with the big boys. So no, I'll agree with you fully on that one, mate.
Rightio. Okay, so drivers of the day then are Kapow and Jamie JJJ84, or whatever his name was. Yeah, what is it, 84 and 94? He's a sprightly young lad if it's 94.
Be going to get his nappy changed after the race.
He might be younger than you, Bob. So VLX Sparks popped up. No fun trying to drive around. Blocky McBlocker, Scar Wars. I like Blocky McBlocker, but naming and shaming, you know. Maybe I shouldn't have said the name, but we did see a little bit of it. So
yeah, that's why we have stewards, those Sparks, mate. So all you need to do is just mention it to them.
That's right. Send them a clip or three. So that was round 11. As CJ's just said, we're at Brands Hatch. Did you say Indy or GP?
It's GP, I think, but I'll double check. GP.
So it's GP. So it's the long track then.
The full shebang.
Yeah, the one I don't like. But I'm not racing, so I don't care. So that'll be next Monday at 8:30. I myself am back on Wednesday at 8:30 for Next Gen Racing team versus team event. So that's the Next Gen Boys versus P1 versus MRC versus SimFX. It's the GR3s. There's two different lobbies. I commentate over the Pro lobby, and CJ does post-race commentary over the Pro AMs. He also races in it as well. So go check out that. I'll put links in the description to CJ's channel. I'll put links in the description to Chewitt Racing, to Next Gen, all that sort of stuff. Anything from you, CJ?
No, nothing at all. Just the last races of the season are approaching now, so the next couple of weeks you're going to see a lot of places decided and stuff. So probably a lot of good races to come. Next up from me, I'm racing myself Wednesday, as you know. We've got two races at Catalonia coming up, so I could put myself in a good position for promotion if I do well. And then Thursday I'm back doing commentary with the NGR boys and their Sirocco Cup, which, like the minutes, is proving to be nice, close racing.
Nice. So yes, I'm back Wednesdays for the Next Gen team versus team. I'm back Thursday at 9 o'clock for P1 Mazda. That's the Thursday lobby. I'm actually racing. In fact, are you able to commentate this Saturday, CJ?
I will have to get back to you on that.
Okay, it's the second round of the Continental Cup for the P1 boys. I'm actually racing in that, so tune in for that one. I didn't do too great last time, but it was the first race with tyre wear and fuel deg for me, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but never mind. So yeah, with that on Saturday, and then back to the Sunday lobby of the P1 Mazda boys at 9 o'clock as well. And again, back at the same time next week for the final of the Mazda, the Minis. Apologies. So that's about it. I'm going to end this stream. CJ, thanks for popping in. Thanks for doing the commentary again.
You're welcome, mate. You're welcome.
I think it's probably looking like this is going to be next week as well, I would assume. Looking at driver numbers, we'll see who's back next week.
I'd imagine, but we don't tend to find that until about 5 minutes before the race starts. So
very true.
Very true.
So yes, my name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.